back for another episode of Hoeology Podcast. It's Destiny. Today is going to be a little mini episode. I did release an Instagram thingy that goes along with it, but this is your guide to anal sex for a beginner. So I want to first start off by saying that, you have to be okay with your own body before you do anything outside of your normal sexual routine. So specifically for anal sex, I'm going to say when you get out the shower next time, just close the door, obviously, hope it's already closed, and just look in the mirror, bend over, and just look at your butt. Like, look at your butthole, laugh if you want, smile, examine it. You should be doing that anyway, but just really get comfortable with yourself and look at your anatomy, okay? Do that first. So, to start this off, I want to ask a question. Is anal sex white people shit, or are black people just afraid of the unknown when it comes to sex? I feel like I pride myself on being generously open-minded, especially with sex. And it's like I've met so many people that are into so many things, like shit that I feel like half of the people in the world don't even know exist. And it's like, how could I not be willing to at least try a thing or two, or even just explore or just ask questions? Through my openness, I've definitely become a resource to my more closeted friends. They want to come to me first when they have a question about trying something new, or, hey, how did you do this? Or have you ever met someone that does X, Y, and Z? So I think that's been a blessing for me. And it's also been a way for me to kind of learn about new shit. And one of these marvelous mysteries that I've been a resource for is anal sex. Now, I don't do anal sex anymore because I tried it and I did not like it, and that is okay. And we will get to that in detail a little bit later. I've decided to share my tips. Whether you're curious, nosy, or just a little freak nasty, this guide is for you. Alright, so let's get into these 5 simple steps. First off is going to be starting with oral. Anal sex is best accomplished through baby steps. You should treat your bum as precious cargo, because it definitely is, and know that anal and vaginal are similar in the way that your body initially responds. So just like when a guy is going down on you vaginally, it opens you up, you relax, you get more wet, like you get more in tune, like into the moment. That's the same for anal. You want your body to get used to something being there. And that something should definitely start off as small, squishy, and wet. You don't want to just say, fuck it, let's put some lube on there and ram it in. No. Like, you want it to open yourself up, relax a little bit, just get in the groove first. So definitely start with oral. Once you can get past a tongue or whatever, if you guys are maybe using a toy or something, then you can move to the next step. Step number 2 is thumb massaging. Now, massaging does not mean insertion. Massaging means massaging. Period. If you are a black woman or any woman seriously interested in trying anal, I beg you, do not let somebody's dusty ass son stick their thumb in your butt while rapping Future lyrics. Please. It will traumatize you and it will hurt. It is not a good idea if you've never done anal to put a thumb into your butt. It's going to be like very traumatic. You're going to be like, fuck this, and you're not going to get to really try what anal is. Now that I'm off of that, I will say too, when I say thumb massaging and don't put a thumb inside, it's because most of the time, A, fingernails hurt, and B, force hurts. 99% of the time, their thumb is not wet when they're putting it inside your butt. Their thumb is dry, and that's going to hurt. Thumb massaging is like pressure, right? It is like a pressure that kind of makes you throb. Like, you're going to want more because that's the point of the pressure. It's like building like I don't even know, just like an intensity there. And I feel like you guys know what kind of throb I mean. Like when your vagina does that little inner tingle and you're like, oh shit. It's kind of like having a sex flashback. That's what thumb massaging feels like when you're trying to like loosen up. Think of this, like thumb massaging, as the deciding moment. You will know right then and there if you want more or if it's not for you. Give yourself some credit. go slow. If at the point of thumb massaging you feel semi-ready, like you're getting that throb, you're kind of getting more wet vaginally, I would say go ahead and go to step 3. Step 3 is double stimulation. Okay, so boom. You're in the moment and you're feeling like you can hit a little bit more, and now is when the insertion happens. But not that insertion, a smaller, more comfortable insertion, something a little familiar. But we're going to get there to the big boy, don't worry. If you guys heard my sex bucket list episode, which you should, you know that one of my bucket list items is an MMF threesome / DP. I feel like this step, specifically double stimulation, is the closest that I'm ever going to fucking get, and I've accepted that and learned to live with it. So double stimulation involves your partner inserting vaginally either a penis or a dildo, but not a vibrator, because your brain is going to get a little bit overwhelmed, like what the fuck is going on. So I would say, though, if you're insistent on using a vibrator, opt for a clitoral vibrator. Clitoral vibrators you're used to, you like, it's going to continue to open you up. That's what we're doing. We're relaxing our body, bringing in, something new with something familiar. Okay, so while you have the clitoral stimulation going on and the vaginal stimulation going on, pick your fave. You're going to have your partner insert their non-dominant pointer finger into your butthole. Then they're going to simultaneously stroke and then kind of push in and out with their pointer finger. Does that make sense, you guys? So you're going to be pushing in and out with the finger, stroking the vaginal and or clitoral stimulation. Jesus. We're doing it, guys. We're doing anal a little bit. You're basically there at this point. But I want to give a huge disclaimer real quick before we go any further. Do not mix anal and vaginal toys. Do not mix anal and vaginal fingers. And do not mix anal and vaginal condoms. You will get an infection that will fuck your shit up, and you're going to be smelling like, oh no. So please, for the love of God, do not mix anything anal and vaginal. I know it will be really tempting when they have their finger there to just slip it inside of you in your vagina. Hell no. There's 9 other fingers to choose from. Please, God, do not mix anything anal and vaginal. You should probably be doing all of this with a condom anyway. We're advocates for safe sex here. If you need help, check out B Condoms. They're sponsoring this episode. I really can't stress it enough, guys. No mixing of the anal and vaginal. The bacteria is different. It will throw everything off, and it will be very hard to get it back. Okay, moving on. Step 4. Anal training kits and butt plugs. Have you ever been at a strip club and you see a strobe light coming from a stripper's ass? That's definitely a butt plug. Aside from dancing aesthetics, it's actually a great way to work your way up to a penis size insertion, aka anal sex. I would say that the best place to find anal training kits, the place you should go to, is a local sex store. You can order them online, but I like to go to the sex store because I can ask questions. The sex store workers, they done heard it all, seen it all. Don't be afraid to be like, hey, what do you recommend? You definitely want to go to a local sex store, and that way you can see the different ones. Anal training kits come in small, medium, large, plus like they're skinny to thick. Like they have a lot of options. They're designed to stretch your anal muscle. So you basically lube it up, gently insert it, and leave it there as long as you like. I would say this is a great way to do step 3 as well, which is the double stimulation. Like any muscle, the anus has muscle memory. So the more you use it, the more you get used to the feeling, and that's just how it works. Also with anal training kits / butt plugs, they have a bunch of different textures. They have some that are ribbed, some that are silicone. They have glass ones I've seen. I've even seen metal. I would not recommend that. I would recommend something soft and squishy, just like we said with step 1 with the tongue. Like you just want it to kind of guide you there. How I've seen anal training kits and butt plugs used, like I said, at the strip club, they just have them in and they can dance with it. I am not that level and I don't plan to be there. But I've seen people kind of leave them in while they're like, if it's a Sunday and you're just cleaning the house, chill on the couch while you're watching a movie or something and just leave it in. You can also try to just do it in the shower, leave it in for as long as you shower, maybe on wash day if that's something that you're interested in. There's a lot of options there. It's just what you're comfortable with. Your partner does not have to be active with you when you're using a butt plug or using something from the anal training kit, but I think it would help that your partners see so that you guys are both educated on how to properly use them and that no one gets hurt. You definitely want to take it slow with all of these when it comes to anal sex. With these plugs as well, it will initially feel like you have to like poop, but that is the only feeling that your body has to compare this feeling to. So definitely be patient and definitely take your time. And don't forget the lube. Make sure that you're also getting, if you're going to use a butt plug or anal training kit, make sure that you ask what lube goes best with that. You don't want to mix like an oil-based lube with silicone. It's not going to feel very nice. It's going to hurt actually. I've also used Unbound Jelly. I love it. If you don't know where to get Unbound Jelly, check online, or you can order a Blex box and they have it inside of their mini boxes. I believe they also have a code right now, Staycation, for 25% off. That was not a plug. I just follow them on social media. But yeah, Unbound Jelly, that, oh Lord, it's a slip and slide. But it is a water-based lube. So pick some good lube, test some out, see how your vagina reacts to it first, see how your anus reacts to it. Definitely test them out before you actually like play around. Step 5 is the real deal. So with anal sex in particular, slow and steady wins the race. I've said that before. Take your time, be patient with yourself, go slow. But now is the time to develop a safe word if you're feeling, up to it. If you don't already have one. My safe word is pitchfork. You need to think of a safe word that like is gonna snap you out of the moment. That's why I chose pitchfork. Kevin Hart in his comedy stand-up said his was pineapple, I believe. Pineapple's like, I don't like it, please stop. It's very important to have a safe word though. One person may be enjoying it, the other person may be tensing up and not enjoying it, and that is the point when a safe word comes in. Like, we need to stop, red alert, like, please, we need to be done with this. And that's how you know that you're done for real. Safe words, very important. This next line I want you guys to listen to over and over and over and over until you hear it and believe it, and it's your daily Bible. Get out of your head and relax. With anal sex, you need to just get out of your head. You're going to be overthinking. You're going to be like, am I doing it right? What does it look like? Does it smell weird? Does it feel weird? Like, is this supposed to feel like this? It's burning. It's hurting. Like, you're going to be 10 million thoughts in a minute. But you can't. You have to relax. That is the biggest reason I would say that people try anal sex and they don't like it, is because they're tensed up. It's pretty much like getting waxed. Like, the second you tense up is the second that your body prepares for pain signals. Like, okay, something's wrong, something's about to happen, let me just brace for impact. And you don't want that. My rule of thumb is 5 strokes. 5 strokes. If you absolutely hate it after 5 strokes, yell out your safe word, shower, pour yourself a nice big glass of wine, or fuck the glass, just drink from the bottle. But if after 5 strokes you feel like you can tolerate it, or you even love it, child, bring that vibrator back, stimulate your clitoral and vaginal areas, and then enjoy the most intense orgasm you will ever feel. Guaranteed. I do have a couple of mini tips for you guys if you're seriously thinking about trying it. First up is going to be consent. That is self-explanatory. Please don't go do anal with somebody that you just met at the fucking bar. I'm definitely for one night stands, but this is not one of those. You need to do this with someone that you trust. Someone that you know will listen to you, take their time with you. Please, please. Next tip is going to be to make sure that everyone's nails are cut before play. For my lesbians, I know that they always have those 2 fingers without nails on them. That works. If you're going to do it with a guy, he needs to cut his nails. You do not want tearing or scratches on the inside of your anus, because That's going to lead to an infection. So make sure that he clips his nails and washes his hands before play. Okay? Okay. Clean all your toys before you play, strap-ons included. You don't want a toy that you've been using on your vagina clean. Obviously, it'll be clean, hopefully, please God. And then you try to introduce that to your anus. Again, we do not mix anal and vaginal toys, condoms, none of that. Fingers, we're not mixing, okay? I would say put condoms on, like, over your toys. I do it. I don't think that you should put any kind of material into you without a condom on, just for safety. That's my own personal beliefs. But I say, especially if you're going to be doing anal, put a condom over the toy. The lube on the condom will help. It will react well with the lube that you use, and it will make it feel a little bit more natural. Lube is going to be your bestie. Please, y'all. There is a such thing as too much lube, though. You don't want to just overdo it because you're scared. Do as needed. Definitely, like, if you're going to be doing it with a penis, put lube, like, on the rim of you, and then put lube, like, around his dick. You kind of want to, like, massage it into his dick. Not like lotion, but, like, you want it to mix well. It'll make sense once you're doing it. When you're going to be introducing the idea of anal sex, if you guys haven't already talked about it, talk about it like adults. It's sex, for God's sakes. Like, it's one of the most natural things that we do here on this earth. Animals do it. We fucking do it. Everyone does it. Talk to each other like an adult. Don't be, like, laughing about it and not taking it serious, because your partner then is not going to take it serious. Again, I can't stress this enough. Do not mix anal and vaginal. You guys, I literally was an idiot when I first tried anal, and we went from my vagina to my anus, which is not as bad as going from anus to vagina, but it still just was not good. Like, it's not good. Please don't do it. Don't be like me. Be better than me. My next tip, my next tip is do not try anal sex when you're drunk or high. I have taken a shot before, or like drank some wine to like relax and like just loosen up. But if you're going to be drunk and high, you're probably going to make a mistake like fucking mixing anal and vaginal, and we don't want to do that. So you want to be a little bit alert. It's okay to be like tipsy, I guess, but I would not be drunk. Actually, funny story, this girl in my high school was like drunk and wanted to try anal with her boyfriend, and for some reason they decided to fuck at a park, and they were drunk, and she was so drunk, in fact, that she pooped all over him. Because when you get drunk, you get diarrhea. A lot of us do, at least. Oh God, that was TMI. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go back. Anyway, don't be drunk or high when you're trying to do anal sex. Definitely, if you're gonna do it, speaking of pooping on your partner, have a bowel movement the morning of. If you're gonna do it on like a Friday, like, all right, tonight's gonna be the fucking night. Like, I've done my 4 steps. It's time for the real deal. Try to poop the morning of. That way it's all cleared out. I know a lot of people worry about that with anal sex. Like, what if I poop? But if you poop the morning of, you shouldn't have anything left in there. At least that's how I look at it. And it's worked for me so far. No poop on anybody. So, yeah. Next, this is for ladies specifically. Do not douche. You don't want that water to run forward into your vagina, and boom, there's that bacteria all over again. It's a no for me. And I feel like that's going to be traumatic as well, because your butt's going to be all like wet. It's just going to be weird. Don't douche, okay? You shouldn't douche anyway. And my last tip is never force anything in. This is a huge tip. Your body is going to tense up, yes, but your body's also going to be letting you know, hey, I said no. That's when you need to be like, safe word, we're done. But do not force anything in. You can rip, you can tear, especially if your partner has a big dildo or has a big penis, you will tear. You do not want to tear. It's not fucking worth it. There's so many other sexual acts and explorations that you can do. I'm asking you guys, please, it's okay to want to explore. It's okay, but do not force anything inside of you. Okay? You are worth so much more than that. So that's all I have for you guys today. take these steps and do them at your own pace. Take your time. Just enjoy your sexuality. That's all I have. Happy hoeing.